Good morning. Good morning. It's Friday. It's time to rise and shine and give God the glory. Glory. Children of the Lord, let's rise, let's shine, and let's give God the glory today. So we had a revival last night, and it went really good. Good morning, Amanda. And Craig Hagan's doing a phenomenal job, and we had special music provided by Lori Wynn. So glad to have her last night. Good morning, Jackie. And revive us again. That is our theme. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, Linda. To revive us again, to allow God to just rejuvenate us and His passion will grow inside of us. Good morning, Phyllis and Charlene. Um, so it's just been a good couple of days. We have 2 more days left tonight. 7:15 music starts. Our own Betty Margaret will be playing the piano and sharing the guitar, I'm sure, her guitar, and singing some songs, probably some originals. Good morning, Mitz. And Craig Hagan's back to preach tonight. He's going to preach on prayer. And then tomorrow night, we'll have Miss Sarah Hardison Harris, who will be singing with us for Saturday night. And again, 7:15 starts music, and 7:30 starts revival. So I hope you can come out if you're local and join in those 2 nights. We do have live feed in the fellowship hall for more social distancing. We are Facebook Live as well at Janesville Christian Church Facebook page too. So anyways, so we're back in the book of James. Yes, I took a time out and shared Psalm 85, which the psalmist, please, Lord, will you revive us again? We can praise you. And so James chapter 2, verses 1 through 4 I'm sure they're verses that we have heard and talked about. Good morning, Billy. But James goes on and says, my brothers, as believers in our glorious Lord Jesus Christ. All right, so as Christians, as believers, don't show favoritism. Suppose a man comes into your meeting place wearing a gold ring and fine clothes, and a poor man in shabby clothes also comes in. If you show special attention to the man wearing the fine clothes and say, here's a good seat for you, but say that a poor man, you stand there or sit on the floor by my feet, have you not discriminated against amongst yourselves and become judges with racism is wrong. Showing partiality is wrong, especially with selfish motives and intentions. Pastor Jeremiah Steep Peck transformed himself into a homeless person and went to the 10,000 member church that he was to be introduced as the head pastor that morning. Good morning, Sister Shelley. He walked around his soon to be church for 30 minutes while it was filling with people for service. Only 3 people out of the 7 to 10,000 people said hello to him. He asked people for change to buy food. No one in the church gave him any money. He went to the sanctuary to sit down in the front of the church and was asked by the usher if he would please sit in the back. He greeted people to be greeted back with stares and dirty looks, with people looking down on him and judging him. Go on, Toby. As he sat in the back of the church, he listened to the church announcements and such. And when all that was done, the elders went up and were excited to introduce the new pastor of the church to the congregation. We'd like to introduce to you our new pastor, Jeremiah Steepak. The congregation looked around, clapping with joy and anticipation, and the homeless man sitting in the back stood up. Started walking down the aisle. The clapping stopped, and all the eyes were on him, and he walked up to the altar and took the microphone from the elders who were in on this. They were with it all. And paused for a moment, and then he recited some more famous verses that we have all heard. Then the king will say to those on his right, come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, Lord, when do we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When do we see you hungry? When do we see you stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When do we see you sick or in prison and go visit you? And the king replied, surely I tell you, whatever you have done for one of the least of these, my brothers, you have done it unto me. Good morning, Catherine. After he recited this, he looked towards the congregation and told them that what he experienced that morning, and many began to cry, and many heads were bowed in shame. And then he said, today I see a gathering of people, not a church of Jesus Christ. The world has enough people, but not enough disciples. When will you decide to become disciples? He then dismissed the service until next